The ongoing Gaza war, which was reignited in 2023 and continued into 2025, has evolved into a broader regional crisis. Gaza war that began as a devastating Israeli aggression and violation of humanitarian, legal and international laws in the Gaza Strip escalated to forced displacement and war of starvation. Now the war has ripped across the Middle East, drawing neighboring countries into its orbit and creating a complex web of diplomatic, military and humanitarian consequences. Among the countries most affected are Lebanon, Syria and most recently Qatar, which on 9th of September 2025 witnessed an unprecedented Israeli airstrike on its territory. This incident marked a new and dangerous turning point in the conflict, highlighting how Gaza's war is increasingly becoming a pan-regional crisis with implications far beyond its borders. On Tuesday, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi held a phone call with His Highness Emir Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Emir of State of Qatar. During the call, President al-Sisi expressed Egypt's strong condemnation and denunciation of the aggressive act committed by Israel against the sisterly state of Qatar, affirming Egypt's categorical rejection of any violation of the sovereignty of the state of Qatar. For years, Qatar has played a central role as a mediator in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. It has hosted Hamas political leadership, provided humanitarian aid to Gaza, and facilitated indirect negotiations between Hamas, Israel, and Western actors. But on the 9th of September 2025, Israel crossed a previously unthinkable threshold. It launched an airstrike inside the Qatari capital Doha, targeting a meeting of Hamas leaders involved in ceasefire deliberations. The strike occurred in Doha's affluent Qattara district, where several senior Hamas figures had gathered to assess a US-backed truce proposal. Israeli drones struck the building, killing 6 people. The symbolic message was unmistakable. Nowhere was off limits. The United Nations, the Arab League and multiple Western allies denounced the Israeli attack as a violation of international law and Qatari sovereignty. Qatar's Prime Minister issued a scathing rebuke, calling this strike an act of state terrorism and a direct attempt to undermine peace negotiations.
Welcome back, dear viewers. Many thanks to Manal Al-Ibyari and Khalid Abdelbari for this report. And with us now, live over the phone to comment on the situation is His Excellency Ambassador Mohamed Hegazy, the former Assistant Minister of Foreign Affairs. Very good evening to you, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you for joining us. The situation is boiling, really, in the Middle East, and the Israeli attack, the state terror attack on Qatar has made the situation in the region even more difficult to grasp with. First of all, your comment on the development, did it surprise you? How do you see the reactions, the Arab reactions, the international reactions, and what lies ahead? The mic is yours, Ambassador Hegazy. Mr. Ambassador? Hello? Ambassador Hegazy? Okay. So we'll get back to Ambassador Hegazy and to get his comment on the developments regarding the Israeli strike on Qatar and the Gaza situation, and also might maybe get his view on the final segment in our topic for tonight, in our topics in tonight's episode, and that's Ethiopia's recent actions that constitute a new breach added to the long list of its violations of international law. Those are the words of Foreign Minister Badr Abdel Ati regarding the Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. So now we've got Ambassador Hegazy back. Mr. Ambassador, do you hear us? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, Ambassador Hegazy, thank you for joining us.
Please.
Mr. Ambassador, your comment on the terrorist Israeli attack on Qatar and the reactions by the Arab capitals and the international reaction at large and what lies ahead.
This is truly unprecedented action that really shows what the Israelis really are. This is an unlawful act of aggression against the sovereign state to attain the killing of the Hamas negotiating team. Shows that Israel and Netanyahu in particular are not keen to reach peace, and he does not care about the prisoners and hostages, and all what he is trying to do is to stay in power, no matter how costly this action is in regards to peace and stability in the region. I think the whole community this evening in New York, this afternoon in New York, needs in the Security Council deliberations to express their position in much more clarity, particularly the United States, whom I presume should have known about the Israeli attack on Qatar. And allow me to say that what happened shows a very important strategic change that should happen. You should not rely on a foreign power in protecting your sovereignty or protecting your airspace. Definitely, the huge presence of the United States in Al-Adid base in Qatar should have known the attack and should have warned the Qatari in due course. But this complicity has to be a lesson through which you learn that your airspace is yours and its protection is yours, and it is your responsibility to have a strong army that can protect your sovereignty. Otherwise, if you rely on others, the results will be as we have witnessed yesterday and in many occasions.
And in many other cases. I mean, Mr. Ambassador, and this past week alone, I mean, in the past few days, the war crime suspect, Israeli Prime Minister, has ordered the targeting of Syria, Lebanon, Yemen, Qatar, and Tunisia. And I mean, and even the flotilla that wanted to sail from Tunisia to show solidarity with the Palestinians in Gaza was hit by Israel. So, I mean, the war crime suspect, Israeli premier, has hit, I mean, let's count them: Syria, Lebanon, Yemen, Qatar, and Tunisia.
Yes, absolutely. And in all those acts of violence and aggression, he put the Middle East in such a turmoil and instability. And I think we need to think what next and how would we deal with the Israelis in the coming few months. First of all, the United States should carry its responsibility as the sole most effective power, and they should carry their responsibility. The Israelis wouldn't have done what they have done without the support of the United States, without the full support and the ammunition and the, I think, planning and the existence in the region to support the Israeli aggression in the region. The most important is that the coming Security Council, the United States hopefully will abstain, so a clear condemnation to the act of violence
So are we expecting a veto from the U.S. at the Security Council if it condemns Israel?
Yes, I personally believe that they will abstain. And this
abstain?
They will abstain so that the resolution will come through. And this is what President Obama, for example, did long back during the discussion of the settlement resolution.
Okay.
So I think this is the situation in the Security Council. They will modify the text to the extent that it will be benign and harmless to Israel, as I expect. And then they will abstain so that they do not antagonize Qatar and the Gulf states and the Arab world and the world community who have witnessed such a huge breach of international law. The most important also is that we have to look to our region with our own eyes. If you recall the joint statement by Egypt and Saudi Arabia, coupled with the final statement of the Arab League Ministerial Council last week, the Egyptian-Saudi document called for the establishment of peace and security cooperation and security structure for the Middle East. Mind you that this is the only region in the world that doesn't have a peace, cooperation and security structure. And time has come that after the meeting in Doha of the Islamic and Arab states.
Sunday and Monday, yes.
On Monday, in support and in solidarity with Qatar. We should host, even in the periphery of this summit, we should host a meeting with the most important players in the region: Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Turkey, Iran, and sit together. Of course, the Gulf states, Jordan, and others can join. Then we decide on the security structure of the Middle East.
Okay, I was going to ask you about Turkey, but you mentioned it. I mean,
yes,
so
Turkey.
We expect to have Turkey in that council.
Yes, we expect all the Islamic countries, and maybe during this conference we can have on the periphery.
What about Iran, Mr. Ambassador?
And Iran as well, as you have witnessed in the last 48 hours. Egypt successfully hosted a very important and conducive dialogue between
with the IAEA, yes.
With the IAEA, and the Lazzarini has accepted the proposition of the Iranian. They were kind of detente understanding between the two parties instead of the threat that the European Union was carrying, or the Troika was carrying against Iran, that led nowhere. Egypt was working with a talented diplomacy who have put the interests of the international organization and the demands of the world community for Iran to put its nuclear facilities under the inspection of the agency, International Atomic Agency. And I think this logical diplomatic effort shows everybody that it's not through military means that you reach an agreement. It's not through enforcement or sanction that you force the Iranian to act. So let me take you back to the proposition that Saudi Arabia and Egypt has launched last week, and I think this is the key to stability of the region. Otherwise, if we do not create a structure of security and cooperation like this of Europe in 1975 agreed in Helsinki on 10 rules. I think the Arab and the Middle Eastern world needs to embark on a similar declaration where the principles that guide our living in this and coexistence in this region should be declared, maybe in the periphery of the Qatar summit after the inauguration, and by the end of this summit, a few countries can join together to put in implementation the declaration of Egypt and Saudi Arabia on the creation of the Middle East security structure, and we take it further maybe in the coming General Assembly meeting, after the meeting of the recognition of the State of Palestine, the second meeting of the Arab Peace and Security Structure, or Arab Peace or Middle East Peace and Security Structure, can host its second meeting, where we can propose the declaration that I am talking about. 10 principles in Helsinki 1975 can be adapted to our region, and from that we start thinking about a structure, secretariat, and this is the key to stability that respects the security for all, and Israel itself can join in if they recognize the State of Palestine, if they recognize the State of Palestine. If we managed to create such a structure, I think the Middle East will live a new era of understanding, of coexistence, and I'm sure that the fall of the right wing in Israel will be inevitable, and their presence will be definitely either in their own jails or in the International Court of Justice.
All right, thank you very much, Ambassador Mohamed Hegazy, former assistant to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, for your time and your insight. And we now welcome with us now here in the studio